It's something we all have to deal with, and there's no shame in it. Sometimes you just need to get it done. Sometimes every single day. We all do it, it's a part of life these days. The worst part though is the mess and the fact that our visitors have to see that mess. What if I told you that with some 3D printed magic, you can charge your devices without making a mess at all? It's a fact of modern life. We have more and more devices and they need to be kept charged somehow. And I hate the mess that this all turns into. On my bedside table alone, I charge my phone, my headphones, and often one of these power banks. And then there's my laptop, which I'm constantly forgetting to plug in. And because I'm generally all over the place, as people in my life will be more than happy to tell you, I'm constantly forgetting to charge things like my laptop, power bank, and headphones, which means when I need them, they're almost always dead. Like I grab my laptop to plug it into the laser and cut some parts real quick, and it's already on low battery, so I grab a power bank, that's what they're for, right? Quick on-the-go power, and find out that it is also flat. I just hate having my momentum broken because of something past Dylan did or didn't do. I've solved this problem for my video gear that I use to shoot these videos. I have a great charging station on the back of a cupboard door that allows me to charge all the batteries I use to make these videos really easily. And on the opposite door of the same cupboard is a spot for my cameras to live, so I know where they are and can grab them at a moment's notice, or while keeping them away and sort of out of the dust and potentially being kicked or dropped. I need this same sort of thing for everything else in my life. So with Prime Day deals on chargers and cables and a whole lot of charger related frustrations sort of weighing on me, I decided to solve all of these problems all at once and for all. Because my experience with their power banks and chargers has been generally positive, I went with all Ugreen chargers and cables. In a fun little coincidence, Ugreen, the NAS part of Ugreen, reached out about sponsoring a video about their new AMD powered NAS. I know how this looks, but I legitimately bought all the charging gear in this video myself before the Ugreen sponsorship came up. It's just a happy accident that they're the same brand. I've said for a while now that I think the next big step in technology in the home will be servers becoming as ubiquitous as routers, and Ugreen is one of the many brands that are working on the products that will one day enable this. They sent me out their new unit from their GT lineup to check out, and so far I'm pretty impressed. This one is the 4-bay version, the DXP 4800 GT. It's equipped with an AMD Ryzen processor, dual NVMe SSD slots, an HDMI port for viewing your media from the device itself, and dual 10GB Ethernet ports, plus the 4 3.5-inch bays. It really should be perfect for just about any home workload and more. It comes with Ugreen's own NAS OS, now with Pro added for some reason, which is a great starting point if you're entering the world of self-hosting and home servers. Especially because it has remote access built in, complete with a desktop, mobile, and even a TV app. And Ugreen doesn't stop you from installing your own operating system on the device too, so if you want more control and to dive a little deeper, you can do it. I've set mine up with 4 2TB drives and 2 1TB NVMe SSDs for caching. Setup was super easy, with sometimes puzzling mistranslations or phrasing. Once set up though, everything is really straightforward, and the App Center makes it super easy to install everything from like Home Assistant to Jellyfin with just a couple of clicks. The Surveillance Center was a new app that I was keen to have a look at. It's a built-in NVR that removes the need for a separate device to record your IP cameras and makes remote access super easy via Ugreen Link, which is Ugreen's remote access service. It works with RTSP and OnVIF IP cameras beautifully, but is a little bit less full-featured than some others I've used. In saying that, Ugreen has a good history of improving their software, so hopefully they're able to bring it in line with some of the other offerings on the market today. And with Ugreen's Photos and Cloud Drive apps, you can entirely replace your existing cloud storage subscriptions and host your own files. Ugreen even has their own AI tools to recognize faces, pets, and more, but they're all local, so your own device handles all of the processing, keeping your data secure and yours. I'll be using the DXP 4800 GT to store all my in-progress video projects to take advantage of those dual 10 gigabit links and SSD caching. I'm editing this project on it, and so far, it's been rock solid. And I'm using the tidy little sync and backup app to handle backing all my projects up to Bragi, my other server, for safekeeping via rsync. If you're looking for an all-in-one home NAS to dip your toes into the world of self-hosting, check out the Ugreen GT series for a really solid option. There's a link in the video description to find out more or to get 15% off your own GT series NAS. Thanks to Ugreen for sponsoring this video. The first problem I wanted to solve was bedside charging. Britt and I have a bit of a mismatch of charging solutions on our bedside tables. We both need USB-C for our phones and smartwatches, and my headphones as well, and sometimes a power bank when we want to grab it and take it with us in the morning. So I grabbed a couple of these units to handle all of those needs. They have plenty of ports for the bedside table and plenty of output for overnight charging of things, and they have a cable rather than being one of the wall wart type ones, which is really handy and I generally prefer. So to mount our new charging bricks somewhere convenient, I printed a couple of these little holders. The charger just slots neatly in here with gravity keeping it in place, and then some VHB tape holds this on the bedside table. I positioned them just below the top of the table so the cables wouldn't stick out of the top when they're plugged in, but it's still super easy to peek over the back of the bedside table and plug in something else when we need to use the spare ports that are there. The only loose cable I really need to keep track of is my phone charger. So, inspired by the way some kitchen sprayer hoses are retracted, I made this little collection of 3D printed assemblies. The cable is just threaded through this little gap in the back of this, I suppose you could call it like a ferrule, and once the cable is added, a small part is added in to sort of lock it in place. It's then held in place by a strip of VHB tape, which is used to mount the whole thing on the back of the bedside table in our case. I accidentally ordered 200 of these M8 bolts a while back when I only needed a dozen, so I used a bunch of them threaded into the print as weights. The pulley has a bronze bushing press fit into the center to make sure it can spin nice and freely. I did try doing this with no moving parts, but I found it kind of difficult to reduce the friction enough with the cables I had. Then the cable is sort of put in the weight and the pulley installed with the weight bolts already in place. The free end of the cable is then zip tied in place with enough free length to plug it into the charging brick. Now, when the cable is let go, the weight will pull it back and the end of the cable will be held in place by the little ferrule ready to be used. This means that the free end of the cable will always be in the same place and be nice and easy to grab. No more fishing for a loose cable somewhere on the ground next to the bed. I also threw together a cool little charging stand for my Nothing Ear 2 headphones. They're literally just a square with rounded corners, so this was a pretty easy design to put together. A little right-angled USB-C cable is inside, so the headphones can just be sort of placed in the dock to be put on charge. These do have wireless charging, but I tend to prefer not using it where possible because the heat that's generated by it tends to wear out batteries a little faster and can damage other things. I use these nice short, like 15 centimeter cables from Amazon, so there's not excess cable hanging around on the bedside table. By the way, all of the files for these projects will be over on Printables for free, as always, if you'd like to print them yourself and try and organize your charging situation at home. Next up is my laptop. This is a Framework laptop, which is a very cool modular and upgradable computer. I love this company's ethos. Check him out if you haven't. I have a very cool video coming up where I use the main board that used to be in this laptop to make a modular 1U server with built-in UPS, but that's for another time. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that project. I constantly forget to plug this into charge, and when I need a laptop, I need it because of the portability, otherwise I'd use my desktop. which is useless to me if the battery is dead, and inevitably, so are all my power banks. So I want to make this super easy to charge and give it a home all in one. This is what I came up with to accomplish that. It's a 3D printed dock that the laptop just slides into, with a USB-C plug in the bottom of the dock here that plugs straight into the laptop on the side. There are 3D models of the Framework Laptop 13 available and supplied by Framework, great company, which made this nice and easy to design. The cable channel on the bottom for routing the USB-C cable out uses similar cable channel geometry to my present sensing planter project, which works really fantastically. It keeps the cable nice and tidy and ensures it's held in place. There's just one issue with it. The dock is too lightweight, and when I grab the laptop, it comes with it instead of staying neatly in place on my desk. It feels more like a giant charging plug than a dock. Rather than glue the dock to my desk to solve this, I had a better solution in mind that involves one of my favorite little 3D printing tricks. I designed a cavity inside the bottom of the dock and then added a pause to my print just before the printer starts closing over the cavity. Then, when the printer pauses, I fill up that cavity with rice and then resume the print. The added weight from the rice inside the print overcomes the force required to unplug the USB-C cable, and the dock stays in place on the desk. Lastly, I wanted a better way to charge our power banks. A while back, I bought a couple of these 25,000 mAh Ugreen power banks. They're simple, with only a 3-digit display to tell you how much power remains, but they're tough, they're powerful, and they are more than capable of supplying enough power for pretty much any of our devices. They're also great for testing little electronics projects on the workbench, and for travel, I use them to power the lights I use to shoot videos on the road. But the question, do you know where the power banks are, gets asked at least once or twice a week. There has to be a way to charge these in a way that's convenient, and because I'll probably put this somewhere in the living areas of the house, it should fit in with the decor and not look like too much of a sore thumb. So this is what I built. I've been referring to this as my power bank toaster. It's a docking station with 2 slots specifically for these 25,000 mAh battery banks. Inserting the battery bank will start charging it straight away, and to remove the power bank, you just push the button and eject it. This is incredibly satisfying to use and feels great. It takes a really good press to eject the battery, but it kind of feels right. It reminds me of the mechanical eject buttons on like a tape deck or something similar. A few parts make it up: the slots for the batteries, the buttons, the eject mechanism, and the base all print separately. I printed the buttons in 2 parts so I could engrave a little eject icon on the button using my UV laser. This works exceptionally well on darker filaments. Without getting the material super hot, it kind of just vaporizes the pigment in the plastic, leaving you with this beautifully sharp, detailed, high contrast engraving. And the built-in camera lets you sort of position your design exactly on your part. I literally just grabbed an eject icon, dragged it onto my 3D printed parts, and then hit go. The engraving itself took all of like 6 seconds. The 2 little arms use a 25mm M3 screw as an axle and to retain it, and a small spring is installed underneath to make sure the eject arm returns to the right position when the battery is not installed. Inserting the battery pushes on one end of this lever arm, pushing the button up. Then when you push on the button, it pushes the other end of the lever up, popping the battery free and allowing you to grab it. The buttons are inserted from the bottom and are retained by the eject mechanism that gets glued onto the bottom of each battery slot. The USB-C plug is inserted into this hole. I've designed it to work with Ugreen's rubberized cables. And then you install the battery to ensure it's all aligned correctly, and then put a zip tie around this and cinch it down to hold the plug in place without having to glue it in permanently. Once it's all installed, the cables are routed through these holes on the base, and another part slides in to sort of secure them as well. Then we fit the bottom half of the toaster and screw it into the top section with a couple of M3 screws. And that's it, the power bank toaster. While I built it to charge these power banks, there's no reason you couldn't use it to power things instead. And I think it looks nice enough that most people would be pretty comfortable having it somewhere in their living space. And because it's 3D printed, you can customize the colors to your liking. It's certainly a lot tidier than our old charging solution for these. So far, all these changes have made the charging situation at our place way better. It's been nice to have a proper thought out solution, and I'm yet to run into issues with an uncharged device ruining my flow or breaking my focus. As always, the models are up on printables for free, so if you think these might be handy in your home, feel free to print your own and get your own charging situation under control. This sort of stuff is why 3D printing is really awesome. Yeah, it takes a little bit of work, but it's incredibly satisfying making over-engineered solutions to minor problems to make life just a little bit better. If you like this video, leave it a like. If not, let me know why. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll catch you next time.